some good story now. Turkana County still struggles with provision of basic services like health. The population size exceeds the number of health providers by far. To bridge the gap, the United Nations Children Fund, UNICEF trained members of the community who, despite not having any formal education, have been transformed into reliable healthcare givers. The little community health volunteers are now treating malaria, diarrhea and pneumonia, which are the most common children illnesses in Turkana.
Loton Naron is not your ordinary woman. At Komera Nakutoi village in Doima sub-county in Turkana County, she stands tall among the villagers. The fame and appreciation she commands is not about who she is, but what she does. She is a doctor, a village doctor. We caught up with her as she prepared to go out for her daily work. She does not have any basic and formal education and training, but she knows what to do anytime duty calls, thanks to the training she received through the help of the United Nations Children Fund, UNICEF. She is part of the over 1,000 community health volunteers working under Integrated Community Case Management, ICCM, a program that uses community members without any formal training to treat and manage common diseases among children aged 5 years and below.
This village doctor helps us a lot. She treats our children and even us parents. She treats diarrhea, malaria and other sicknesses.
In the remotest of the villages, community health workers are able to screen, they are able to treat.
She relies on these traditional beads that ordinarily would pass as ornaments, but have now been transformed into diagnostic tools. The beads are used alongside respiratory timers to facilitate breath counting, with one bead representing a complete in-out breath.
Community health volunteers are using beads, and you see the Turkana people are used to beads.
In late 2016, UNICEF provided support to Turkana County to train and equip community health volunteers to diagnose and treat diarrhea and malaria, the two common childhood illnesses, and further to identify and refer children with suspected pneumonia and severely ill and sick newborns to the nearest health facility for timely recommended treatment.
So there was high demand for quality health care, but very low supply. The supply side was very weak. So then we felt that ICCM bridges this gap.
Most of our people are nomads, and they move with the animals in search of grass. So these community health volunteers are always there with them, moving with them, and they provide them drugs whenever their kids are not feeling well.
Different colored beads are used to assist this community health volunteer, largely identified by the locals as the village doctor, to easily differentiate what age of child she is examining for possible pneumonia. On this day, she was making a follow-up on a child she had treated earlier of pneumonia, and to her joy, the child had fully recovered.
Lowoton is doing a good job. She visits us daily, treats us and even takes us to hospital.
She walks around with two types of beads, divided between black and red or green and red. The bead with green and red colors is used to help diagnose and detect pneumonia in children below 1 year, while those with black and red colors are used on children aged between 1 year and 5 years. A normal and healthy child of below 1 year makes 60 breaths per minute, and for a child aged between 1 to 5 years makes 40 breaths per minute. Any count exceeding those limits means the child being attended to has pneumonia, in which case the community health volunteer proceeds to give antibiotics. In some instances, she only gets young children without their parents, yet she has to stay around and wait for the parents. She is not allowed to attend to any child in the absence of their parent or guardian. And after a long, busy day, Lowoton returns home with her head lifted up for the service rendered to her community. Shadrach Miti, KT News, in the county of Turkana.